नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यतायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We have completed Māṇḍūkya kārikā's first section, which is a small section, and it's called Agama Prakarana. Analysis of the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad based upon the Vedic statements or Upanishadic statements. This is called Agama Prakarana. And we already completed the whole section. Still, I would like to read the last verse and we'll go to the second section of Māṇḍūkya kārikā. This was the last verse. Amatro anantamatrascha dvaitasyopasamah shivaha omkaro vidito yena samunirnetaro janaha. Amatra turiyaha, the omkara, the silence that follows after uttering any sentence, any letters, any syllable. That is called amatra. That consciousness which is totally silent between and in and through of our empirical dealings. That silence which is there from the beginningless and it will go to Anantam. And also Anantamatrascha. It will not be limited at any point of time. Matraha sa anantaha yasya parichittihi. There is no limitation. That's what been told by Anantamatrascha. And Dvaitasya upashamaha. There will be a conclusion of duality, even though it is perceived even after listening to the Vedantic sentences or the Vedanta vision, after getting the Vedanta vision. You may perceive the second personality right in front of you. Still you know that due to the illusion, due to the ignorance, we see separately by two bodies. That's all. Remember Puja Swamiji's beautiful explanation. Even after the conclusion of there is no sunrise or sunset, we used to enjoy the sunrise and sunset. In the same manner, this body will continue to live in this illusionary world according to its prarabdha. When the prarabdha finishes, that's all. It will depart or it will stay back. That's all, finished. So, a Jivan Mukta already accomplished the non-duality. He got the vision, but the body continues, and other people of the family also around you will continue. And they may not know that you got the vision, so that they will continue to behave you as though duality exists in the world, and you also have to pretend that duality exists in this world. Na buddhivedam janayed ajnanam karma sankinam. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord used to say, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, not make any kind of confusion in the mind of people who don't know Vedanta or the reality. Na buddhi vedam. Don't make any confusion. Don't make any doubt by behaving yourself that you are a Jivan Mukta. You cannot behave that you are a sadhu or jnani while living in the family. You have to continue according to their belief and according to their attitudes. You have to, like a president, when he deals with a child, he has to dance with the child in order to make the child cherish. Even though he is a president of the nation, he is dealing with a child. And the child don't know that his value and his seat where he is sitting, the status. Child only knows that he is also a child. So the president has to dance with the child. Then only the child will get cherished. The same manner, world and the people don't have the idea about the non-duality, what you have accomplished. In spite of that accomplishment, what you have done, you have to deal with the dualistic people in their same manner. No other way. Because they are ignorant in course of time, they will also know that there is no duality in this world. Up to that, we give time as the Lord has given the time for us to deal with the non-dualistic world after getting the knowledge. So that Prapancha Upashamaha means that will be the elimination of the duality in oneself. He comes to know the reality that there is no duality. There is no duality. We come to know that after studying, after the efforts of sadhana, we accomplish ourselves. Only consciousness remains. All this illusionary world is only an imposition, superimposition on that. Superimposition doesn't have any satyam, any reality. So non-duality is the reality, and all other forms which I see, names and forms, are only an illusion. Jivan Mukta or a wise person. Prapancha Upashamaha Shivaha. See, Turiya Avastha is not a thing which you will get after meditation. Turiya Avastha is not something you accomplish after doing lot of disciplines of spirituality. Turiya Avastha is an already accomplished fact. You have to know that I don't belong to any of these three states. What are the three states? The waking state, the dream state, or the deep sleep state. That state comes and goes. That state comes and goes. But in and through, when they are coming, when they are going, there is a state which welcomes all these superimpositions. And only formal way I say it's a state. It's not the state, it's the fact. That consciousness where all kinds of limitations occur, like dream state, deep sleep state, or waking state occur. That consciousness is called Turiya. It never get after a meditation. You will not accomplish after meditation. Meditation itself occur because of this consciousness. How you can say Turiya Avastha I got after meditation? In meditation, you are evacuating the all names and forms. That's all. Meditation is only a purpose of a cleaning powder. The cleaning powder, you apply on the clothes and you will wash away. When you get washed properly, the cleaning powder and all other dirty things will go from the clothes. Similarly, meditation is only have the role of a powder which we use to clean the clothes. It is removing all kinds of ignorant impurities from our mind. Ajnana timirantasya jnananchana shalakaya. When you remove the impurities, you will get the real shining. You will get the real entity which was there, already existing. So, Upashamaha is only the removal of all kinds of names and forms. And the removal is not physically by the knowledge that there is no duality at any point of time. That's all. No duality at any point of time. Even though I perceive the duality, there is no duality at any point of time. This understanding is the removal of duality. Shivaha, whenever our non-duality is an illusion, we come to know that non-duality is an illusion. The after effect, the result of that knowledge is Shiva, an auspicious event. Any noble reward, it is Shivam. Nothing to say or nothing to take away which is not needed. An auspicious thing, Shiva. Mangalakari, Shiva. Only you will welcome that. The pleasures which you gained through the external objects are the drops of this ocean of pleasure. That ocean is called Shiva. Shiva Samudram. The pleasures came from this ocean. That dewdrops are the drops from the ocean. Thus Shiva. And Omkaraha Vitito Yena. And this Omkara will have all these attributes. Omkara is directly pointing Turiya. Omkara is pointing the unlimited happiness and consciousness. Omkara is pointing the destruction of duality through knowledge of consciousness. Omkara itself is Shiva. One who comes to know properly under a traditional teacher, he is called Munihi. Mananath Munihi. One who comes to know without any doubts, without any confusions, with the total clarity. That person is called Munihi, not the ordinary people. Even though ordinary people are also the consciousness, but they don't know that they are Brahman. They consider themselves a Brahma other than Brahman. I have a name, I have a nation, I have a culture, and I am this gender, and I have to behave like this gender. This is the Abrahma Subhava. Other than Brahma Subhava, other than Brahman. They behave other than this consciousness, which is Shiva. They believe that they die in this world. They believe that there is a birthday for them in this world. They are a Brahma. That's why the people who knows the truth, they don't consider their birthday as something a big event like other consider. There is no cake, there is no lamp, there is no any other traditional way of enjoying the birthday. Birthday is meant for ordinary people. And we should encourage them. We cannot say them, birthday is not meant for you. They are ordinary people. They want some pleasure in daily life so that they can continue their life of sorrows and pains. You know, life have lot of pain and sorrow. The pain and sorrow is not, cannot be controlled by them. They are searching for some relief through some celebrations or through some other enjoyments. So birthday is also a solution as a suspension of their pain and sorrows for the time being. So Abrahma Swabhava. Other than Brahma, all these celebrations are there in the life. And Amara Swabhavam is forgotten. They forget that Amara Swabhavam. They don't die. They don't take a birth. They don't know that because they didn't study properly under a traditional teacher. They live according to their natural instinct. Natural instincts are born out of the ignorance of the previous birth. So that is what been told here. All other people will behave according to their instinct of nature. But this wise is called Munihi, the person who have studied properly under a teacher and came to know the reality about oneself. They don't have the insecurity problem. They don't feel that they will go from this world. They are Amaras Swabhava. Thus, a person who comes to know that I am the Brahman is called Munihi. Iti Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad Artha Aviškarana Parayam Gaudapadiya kārikāyam Prathamam Prakaranam. Prathamam Agama Prakaranam. This will be the last verse of the first section of Māṇḍūkya kārikā. Māṇḍūkya kārikā is the explanation of the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. And we are entering to the second section, what we call Vaithathya Prakaranam. This Prakaranam is also very important. Of course, 4 sections are very important. That's why we put more effort to make, we discuss in this Kārikā. We put more effort to understand properly. Okay. Now, this is called Vaithatya Prakaran. Vithata, Viparita Jnanam, knowing something other than what it is called Vithata. You don't know it is a rope, so that you conclude it's a snake. This is called Vithata, an error, knowing something other than what it is. We are all subject to error. That's not a problem. I committed a mistake. This sentence we have used in our daily life thousands and thousands of times, at least in our mind. I should not do like that. I have done like that. I should have thought about that. I could do in another way. We always think after a period of time. So, mistake or error is called vithata. And having the status is called vaitatyam. Having the status of an error is called vaitatyam. And vaitatyam is means why this chapter got this name. If you ask, there is an introduction given by Adi Shankara. Why this chapter is begun by Acharya Gaudapada. The first chapter analyzed based upon the Vedic sentences, as I told you. The second chapter analyzes the whole Upanishad with reasoning, yukti, logic. Without logic, anything you cannot accept or I cannot accept. There should be a logic. If somebody says Antarctica is completely fire, as a learned person, myself or yourself know that Antarctica is full of ice. How can there can be fire? Logically, it's not possible to accept. This is called ayukti, illogical. When a sentence is told by somebody, you immediately conclude this is logical or this is illogical. A train goes from the nearest station at 4 o'clock. Somebody says, oh, 3:58. We can go to the railway station. We will get the train right now. You think yourself, only 2 minutes to depart for that train. And I myself will take at least 5 minutes to get up and ready and to be in the car. Or at least I will take 10 minutes to reach the nearest railway station. And the train will depart in 2 minutes. Even though he told that we will get the train, it is not logical. It's not possible. Practicality is not there. We will miss the train if we go now. Because in 2 minutes, there is no possibility to reach the railway station. This is called logical thinking. Whenever a person presents an idea, you need some logical way of understanding. Without the logical way of understanding, you will never accept an idea, even the God present that. That is why this chapter is very important. And I love this chapter. It's not that I don't love the other chapters. I love kārikā because the logical presentation is something very interesting. If you study this chapter, nobody can cheat you because your logical thinking will get more fuel. It will get more blazed, the logical. So I prefer to study properly. Okay. The first session of the chapter and the verses are based upon the Upanishadic sentences. And the second chapter is called Vaithatya Prakaranam. Prakaranam means a section for the time being the status of mistake. And the mistake is being cleared by logic to accept the reality. So in order to accept that I am Brahman, I need some logical explanations. And the logical explanation is done through these verses. And Vaithatya Prakaranam starts with a beautiful verse. Before entering the verse, I would like to read the connection or the introduction of what is called Vithata or Vaitatya by Adi Shankara. I will read by sentence of Bhashya and I will give you the explanation. So, now, Atha Gaudapada kārikāyam Vaithatya Akhyam Dvitiyam Prakaranam. The second section is begun, which has a name called Vaithatyam in Gaudapada kārikā. Now we will start. And this is Bhashya, the commentary of Shankara explaining what is Vaitatya. Okay. Jnāte dvaitam na vidyate iti yuktam. It is already told, iti yuktam, jnāte dvaitam na vidyate. After knowing the reality, never the duality exists in the world. It is told in the 8th verse of Māṇḍūkya kārikā, first section. And what is that whole, I will read for you, for the time being, it will be nice. Jnāte dvaitam na vidyate. We will see that it's jnāte. After knowing the reality, there is no existence of duality anymore. And Shankara says, Egameva advitiyam ityadi shrutibhyaha. From the Vedic sentences like Ekam eva advitiyam, the reality is one, Ekam. The eva is indeed emphasized. Even if you perceive different names and forms, even if you perceive elephant, from the elephant to the ant, different types of species, even if you perceive inert things, illuminary things, everything is nothing but a superimposition on the all-knowing consciousness, what we call Brahman. Eva. Eva is emphasized. Advitiyam. No other chance for any other thing to exist in the world. Even if you perceive different things. Ityadi Shrutibhya. This is a Vedic sentence. The whole chapter or the whole section is discussing the reality from the Vedic sentences. That's why it is told here, Ekameva Advitiyam Ityadi Shrutibhya. From the Vedic sentences, one comes to know that there is only one entity as the truth or reality and the base of the entire creation. Agama matram tadu. That's only a Vedic sentences. That's only a Vedic sentence. Agamam, Vedic. Upanishad. that Vedic sentence, we believe in the Vedic sentence. Why one should believe Vedas? This is another very big question, Why I should believe Vedas? Any Vedic sentence is not against my imaginations and my ambitions. Anything which is not against my ambition, which is not against my desires, I accept. This is enough to accept the Vedic sentences. If somebody is against my ambition, if somebody is against my desires, if somebody is against my wishes, I need to go against that. But entire Vedic sentences are promoting or approving or cooperating with my ambitions, desires, and also my wishes. So I have to believe Vedas. I want in this world to be eternal. Nobody wants to be killed or to be murdered or to depart from this world. This is the ambition of each and every living being. Even though this is the ambition of a chicken or a goat or a lamb or a buffalo, for the sake of this selfishness, human being kill or murder a small helpless living being for his small amount of happiness. For a one-time food, you kill a chicken or a goat or a buffalo. But their ambition was to live with their family for a long length of time. But we don't promote that ambition. For our happiness, we kill them. But myself, I have the same ambition. I want to live in this world without any diseases, without having any kind of issues from any other cruel people. Veda talks that you are eternal. How can I deny Vedic sentences? Veda says that you are eternal. I have to accept Vedas because it cooperates with my ambitions. When the Vedic sentences are cooperating and supporting my ambitions, how can I deny? There is no denial of Vedic sentences. People don't know what Veda talks about. That is why Avaidikas are there. One who don't believe in Vedas. Vedas are cooperating, Vedas are supporting, Vedas are always in tune or harmony with my ambitions. Whether it is good or bad, that's not a problem. There is a section called Kamya Karma section. Any kind of desire can be fulfilled by doing this type of ritual. Is called Kamya Karma portion. You do that ritual or that prayer, your result is fulfilled. So Vedas are promoting, Vedas are supporting, Vedas are cooperating with my ambitions, with my wishes, with my attitude, anything. That is why we have Shraddha, a clean-cut belief towards the Vedas. And they are not embellishing. For example, I want to become a king. Veda mentions that you are the king. When somebody says in the footpath towards me, you are a king, we know that I'm not the king of this country or the state. Maybe from my walk, he may he may got some idea that I walk like a king or I look like a king. That's all. My costume may be appearing as a king in front of him. So this is called, this is my thought. When somebody says you look like a king, my costume maybe made me to look like a king. That's all. This is exaggeration or embellishing something. There are people who embellish, exaggerate something to put down. No, we know that broom is for sweeping the floor. We cannot keep a crown on the broom and we cannot keep in the kingdom. Crowning a broom and saying to others, this broom is king. This is degrading the broom. This is shaming the broom. Correct? So there are different types of exaggeration towards the people and the community in this world to make them shame. You look like a king. Somebody told. Even I have a poor costume, and somebody told you look like a king. And the other person told, yes, he look like a king. Both are making you degrade or body shaming. This is also exaggeration. Somebody really, they feel that you are like a king. Your presence is just like a king because of your dialogues, because of your walking, because of your costume. You look like a king. So, exaggeration is possible in this world. Vedas are not talking some exaggeration about a person who approaches Vedas. Vedas only talk truth. They only reveal reality. There is no exaggeration of any personality in this world by Vedas. Exaggeration is possible on this dualistic world. People who are having poor intellect, they may exaggerate the person. We call it PR work nowadays, exaggeration of somebody having with the hidden agenda, promoting somebody as though they are king, making song in their name, and bringing some videos that he do services in the world, because upcoming election he will become a candidate or she will become a candidate. In order to get the approval of the people and mark their vote towards him, we do PR work. Now the channels of medias all around the world do this, daily showing somebody's face every day through the channel, make them the people that he is a popular personality. That is why medias are always showing his face. Ordinary people have an idea that he will do something for our country, so that we'll put our votes for him. This is called PR work. Exaggerating somebody who don't have that characteristic or who don't that capacity. But Vedas are not exaggeration of somebody. It's not giving some embellishing of something. It talks about reality from the standpoint of the nature of the intrinsic nature of a person or a jiva. Everybody is eternal, not subject to death. The very point I will make once more, from the standpoint of the reality. That is the main sentence. From the standpoint of the reality, the essence of the living being. From that, if we look upon ourselves or others, nobody is subject to death. This is the truth, and this is a fact, and this is what Veda talks about. Vedas never talks about your body will not get decayed or your body will not die. From the standpoint of the reality, the body will go. But from the standpoint of the reality, the intrinsic nature of the body, which is the consciousness, will not die, will not comes and goes. So any any statement that Veda talks about oneself or others is not an exaggeration or not an embellishing statement. It's a fact about oneself. It's a fact about oneself. A fact will be always fact. The truth will be always truth. Vedas, the entire Veda is talking about the truth. When the truth is like this, how can I deny Vedas or Vedic statement? So I have total Shraddha, an extraordinary acceptance or belief towards the Vedic statement is called Shraddha. That is why Agama statements are important. They talks about the truth of the personality so that I have to accept it. So Agama matram tadu. The whole idea about the first chapter is, it's all the explanation based upon Agama. Agama means Vedic sentences. What are the Vedic sentences? We already saw, Jnate Dvaidam na vidyate, like that. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Ekameva Atyudiyam. Lot of explanation regarding the one's own nature, one's own intrinsic nature is being told in the Agamam means Vedas or Upanishads. And here, again, the commentary continues. Tatra, in this matter, Upapatya api, possibilities, logics, even through the logics, Dvaitasya Vaithatyam. The errors occurred by the duality, Dvaitasya Vaitatyam. Vaitatyam, I told you, error. The duality is an error. Dvaitasya Vaitatyam, the error of the duality is possible to point out. Shakyade avadharayitum iti. It is possible to show that the duality is a mistake committed by the people or the entire creation is possible to point out. For that purpose, nirdharayidum, for ascertaining that the duality is an error or a mistake, avadharayidum, in order to present like this, Dvidiyam prakaranam arabhyate. It is begun the second section. So, Vaidatyam can be understood in some places as an error, in some places as a mistake, and in some places it is a illogic, or in some places it is unfit. All these words can have, all these meanings can be there for Vaidatyam. Vaidatyam prakaranam arabhate. The impracticality, in order to show the impracticality, in order to show the mistake, that duality is a mistake, for that purpose, for us ascertaining that fact, the second chapter is begun. Vaidatyam arabhyate. Vaidatyam prakaranam arabhyate, and the Vaidatyam ityadina. And the first verse will start with the word Vaidatyam ityadina. And what is Vaidatyam? He is explaining. Vithatasya bhavaha Vaidatyam. The status of having illogicality, impracticality is called Vaidatyam. Asatyatvam idyartha. untruthness, unreality is called Vaitatyam. Kasya, of whom Sarvesham Bahya Adhyatmikanam Bhavanam Padarthanam Supna Upalabhyamananam Sarvesham, of which object you are talking about the untruth? Which is untruth in this world? Of which thing untruth? Sarvesham, of all the things. Of all the things. Sarvesham. What are that? Sarvesham. Bahya Adhyatmikanam. Whatever we perceive externally, whatever we perceive inside our mind, Adhyatmikanam. Bhavanam. Whatever we perceive as an object, bhavamasti the bhavanam, padarthanam, objects, swapna upalabhyamananam, which are all perceived in our dream state. Of course, dream state and waking state are equal from the standpoint of reality. Both are being the state, they are unreal. If we prove the Supna is unreal, the dream state is unreal, that same logics can be applied or extended towards the waking state. Ubalabhyamananam ahuhu. It's told, Supne Ubalabhyamananam. Whatever we perceive in the dream state are unreal. That is being pointed, that's going to prove through this Vaithatya Prakaranam. And also continues Bhashya. Ahu Kathayandi. Now, the verse and its Bhashya. I will read the verse and I will give the Bhashya. Vaithatyam sarvabhavanam supne ahurmanishinaha andhakaranattu bhavanam samvrtatvena hetuna. Once more I will read. Vaitatyam sarvabhavanam swapne ahurmanishinaha andhakaranattu bhavanam samvrtatvena hetuna. Vaitatyam, impracticality, impossibility, illogical. Sarva bhavanam, all the things which we experience, whether it is object or situation or any kind of experience in the supne, in the dream state, it is been told by the wise, it is all a mistake which happens in the dream state. Andasthana too, because inside our body, andasthanam, take in this way, then it will be very easy to understand. Inside our body, andasthanam too, bhavanam, whatever things I perceived, I experienced, I enjoyed, it is not possible to accommodate inside my body. Samvrtatvena hedana, because the experiences are error, the objects are error, all my perception is error because of one reason. Samvrtatvena hetuna. My body is limited. It cannot accommodate the entire thing which I perceived in the dream. I saw stars. I saw a water body, huge water body. I saw people walking through the road. I saw buses and trains. The entire thing need a big vast area. How can I be possible to accommodate all these things in my internal, inside my body? Antasthanatu bhavanam sampradam. Limitation is there. It's small, limited, tvena hetuna. Because of this reason, it is impossible that all these things what I perceived never existed inside my body. Thus, the wise says that dream state is a false idea, it's an error. That is being told in the Bhashya sentences. I will read the Bhashya sentences, 3 or 4, and we will stop. Kathayanti, Kathayanti means they say, who Manishinaha, Pramana Kushalaha, one who analyzes properly. Pramanam, based upon the authorities, based upon their thinking. Pramana Kushalaha, adapts according to their thinking, the way they think, they are wise. Vaidatye hetum aha. Because it is an error by which reason? Andasthanad. Inside the body. Andasthana. And also very small the place is. Antasharirasya madhye sthanam hi esham. Inside the middle part of the body, there is not possible, it is not possible to accommodate whatever I perceived. Tatra hi, in this matter, bhavaha upalabhyante, whatever things I perceive in the dream state, what are they? Parvada hastyadayaha. Parvadam, mountain. Hasti, elephant. Nabhihi, shariram, tasmate vidada bhahitum arhanti. They are externally possible to view or to perceive, to have a view or perceive, but it is not possible to view inside the body because they cannot be accommodated inside the body. That itself is enough that that dream is an error. So don't ask anybody about the reality of the dream. For a Vedantin, dream never comes. If it comes also, there is no reality in the dream. After studies of all the Vedanta, you don't go to an astrologer, I saw this dream or that dream, and what is the result? Don't ask. It's all shame now. And tasmate vitata bhavitum arhanti. This will become an error because it is not possible to accommodate a mountain inside the body. Samvrdatvena heduna. Nanu apavaragadi anta antaha upalapyamanaihi gadadibihi अनेकान्तिकाः हेतुम् इति आशंक्य आह संवृतत्वेन हेतुना. There are small things and big things appearing in the dream. Is it possible to keep small things inside the body? Samvrudatvena hetuna. Antasamvrde sthanam iti asthanad ityartha. Inside the body, the space is very small. There cannot be anything to accommodate. Nahi samvrde deha dehanta देहांतर नाडीषु पर्वति हस्त्याद्यानां संभवः अस्ति. We cannot keep everything inside our nerves and inside our any other organ. The elephant or mountain, whatever I perceive with the dream, they cannot be hide inside our body or inside our nerve or inside any organ in the body. Yes, Shankara says, even though impracticality we understood, Shankara says that there is no possibility to keep an elephant or to keep a mountain inside my body. And whenever there is a need to see a dream about mountain or elephant, we just recall that. For that purpose, there is no possibility of keeping an elephant inside the body. There is no possibility for to keep a mountain inside the body. Nahi dehe parvadaha asti. There is no parvatam, there is no mountain inside the body. We know that. I perceive a mistake. The entire dream is a mistake because nothing is there inside the body except two rotis which I ate in the afternoon. No other things there inside my stomach or inside my body. Roti means bread. Whatever I took in the afternoon or in the morning. This elephant and a mountain which I saw in my dream is not possible. Is not possible to hide inside my body. So, in order to remove the waking state by logically proving it is an error, first we will prove the dream state, and dream is an unreal happening or a phenomenon, and we will prove logically that dream is completely a false phenomenon. Then we will extend that towards the waking state also. We will look into the more details of this Vithata Vaidatyam Prakaranam in the next class. Om Susti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Kshoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om